And we're back. Melanated Podcast. We got to kick this joint off today. First of all, I want to say we got brother Saed with us. Want to throw that out there. Also known as George to me.
Yeah.
Joining us today. We got
Well,
comedian
yeah.
Tony Wilson standing
What's up?
black
What's
and
up?
proud
Back.
for show. And
We're
then I'm
back.
your
You know
host,
how we do it.
Prav, in the building.
Yeah.
Melanated Podcast, man. And so we're going to start this joint up just with a celebration of life. We just lost a legend. We just lost one of the greatest rappers that ever did it. And DMX, Earl Simmons, you know. So very, very sad for me personally. But I'll let y'all talk.
My
Anybody want
man,
to say
man.
something first?
Got niggas I didn't even know that wanted to murder me because they heard of me. You know what I'm saying? Golly. I can't believe it, yo. I was telling my man yesterday, man, I said, yo, that one, his first album is Dark and Hell Hot. If I'm traveling in a 3-hour range, or anytime I got a long trip, I play that whole album through. I ain't got to skip no songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a good ass. That's like,
Yeah.
yo, he did a thing, man. He did a thing. Jay-Z didn't lie about that. He said it came through and pulled life fluid. He damn sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Life fluid in that fire. And he put people on. Eve, Drag On. I know Swiss Beef was already doing his own thing, man, but I didn't know Swiss Beef like that.
You know what?
Nah,
Swiss
Beats' first song was with X.
Yeah. To be honest with you,
yeah.
DMX was the cornerstone, but you know, he was like the marquee to put Rough Rider on, but he, of course, Swiss Beats started his producing with DMX. So he did start him off, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And DMX was like the hot dude, the hottest one, and the main person that was pushing for Rough Riders, and he opened the door for all the rest of the Rough Riders, you know.
Now the Lox was with Bad Boy first, right? And then
actually they was Rough Riders, but they got signed to Bad Boy and they was put out before DMX, even though DMX was with Rough Riders first, if that makes sense, you know. Okay. And then Rough Riders stayed on to manage the Lox while they was with them, because they was signed through them to Bad Boy, you know what I mean, on that joint.
Yeah.
And they was on his
money I put that in pocket. Yeah, man. But DMX, man, he was that guy, man. You know, played some movies too. You know, he did a little acting.
Yeah.
You know, favorite movie I liked him in was Belly. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the one, and I think Never Die Alone. But that's something, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a classic. It ain't something that you can watch 2 or 3 times in 1 year. You gotta let that ride by every 4 years. And you ready to watch it again. Yeah.
But when did Belly come out? Belly was like out before he was like really DMX though, right? What year did Belly come out?
Nah, Belly came out after Dark is Hot, right? After his first album.
Right.
Yeah.
It was coinciding. But it came out after his first album because Hype Williams directed Get At Me Dog, actually, and then he slated him to get into that movie, you know.
Yeah, because Jay-Z was, Jay-Z was originally supposed, if I'm not mistaken, Jay-Z was originally supposed to be in. Am I right or wrong on that one?
I never heard that one, but I don't know,
because I guess what I'm saying is, like, I mean, of course we know DMX is DMX, but it wasn't like DMX like when he was in Belly, like, you know what I'm saying, as far as like. So I figured I want to say, I'm gonna have to look into that. I want to say Jay-Z was originally supposed to play that part. I could be wrong.
Jay-Z's originally what?
I think Jay-Z was originally supposed to play that role in Belly. I could be wrong. I'm gonna look it up right now, matter of fact. Yeah, I think so. But anyway.
You know what? I think the second time I heard that, and the first time I heard that, somebody from Florence told me that. Yeah. So he might be right. That's the second time I heard that. That somebody else was supposed to play. No, wait. It was somebody supposed to play the role for Nas or something like that.
Okay.
Like Nas got the role.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Maybe Nas said that. Maybe I think maybe Nas said that.
Yeah.
Right.
They wanted Jay-Z to play Nas' part. You know what I'm saying? But Nas ain't in that role. You know, because Jay-Z, like he said, I shoot at you acting like movie director. He don't act.
That's right here. Hype Williams says he considered Jay-Z for the leading role in Belly.
And he considered Jay-Z, but Jay-Z probably ain't considered the role. He's like,
right.
Do who I want.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Says, Hype reveals some fun facts about the making of the movie. This OK Player. He said, but making a movie saying that Jay-Z was seriously considered to play DMX role as Tommy. Yep, and it says everybody pressed for it to be Hov, but at that time Hov didn't pop yet. He wasn't Jay-Z. See, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like he wasn't Jay-Z. It was DMX wasn't DMX at the time. Like Belly was being filmed. That's what I'm saying. Like
Now when Belly came out, I'm gonna tell you, first time I was listening to DMX, I was in New Jersey. I was still going to school in New Jersey when DMX was out. Cause my cousin Nita was the first one. Like she got in the car, put the music on, and that thing like dan, and she thought, oh yeah, but she turned it up, blasting it. I'm looking at my cousin like I never heard it before. Then it came on, stop, drop, and I'm like, oh snap. Then like that same weekend, then I heard it in the skating ring. You know, like, all that get at me, dog. Yeah, the same guy that was doing another song. Like I'm learning who, and his album didn't drop yet. You know what I'm saying? But now his album came out when I was still living in New Jersey. I moved down to South Carolina when Belly came out. I was in South Carolina. I was in Florence when Belly came out. I wasn't here for the summertime. I could have just been here for the summer. I probably wasn't living here yet. You know what I'm saying? But I remember, I don't think I was living here yet. I was here for the summer. I remember the scenery now. Yeah, I was 14, I think, when Belly came out. Or 15.
I gotta say, man, of all the celebrities that passed away, this one definitely hit me personally the hardest, you know, because
it's in our prime time. This is what we know of.
It was from a time of growing up, you know. I vividly remember, I still remind my mom about this. She'd be like, shut up, boy. But I didn't go to school. Like the Hard Knock Life tour came through to my city, and I was supposedly supposed to go. And I ain't go to school that day. So my mom was like, you ain't going. You feel me? And of course, that Hard Knock Life tour was Rough Riders, DMX. Yeah. It was Jay-Z and his whole crew. It was Cash Money. It was Method Man, Redman. You know what I'm saying? It was everybody. But
I wasn't into I wasn't into music like that. I'm be real with you. I didn't know who was who. I could be in the mall and walk past artists right now to this day and not know who they are and listen to and say that you know what I'm saying? Like hell, somebody I think I done seen 2 Chainz about 1,000 times. If you ask me, I don't know who's who. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I'm just that guy. Like, hey, I'm only into music when I'm feeling the vibe. With certain songs can't touch my soul. I got memory. I want to hear this song. I want to hear that song. A certain song, it's like a video playing in your head to you when you hear certain music. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, like music always been a good thing, but I just wasn't a big fan of it. Like to call out what they look like, who's this, who's that. Like I didn't know.
Well, you know what? Around that time is when I was becoming the biggest fan of the of music and getting super deep into it, and that's probably why the shit, you know, touch you right here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I was able to see DMX a couple years ago. I finally was able to see him in concert, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I thoroughly enjoyed it. Just happy to see the man, and just happy to see the man doing better over the past couple years, you know, as a whole, you know, and you know, appear to be staying out of trouble.
I went to summer school in Brooklyn at high school for summer one time, and I had I bought this album. This dude was selling the albums in the street. It was a Rough Riders, and it had like Snoop Dogg. It was like a South mixtape. Everybody was on it. You know what I'm saying? It was like a Rough Riders. It had Snoop Dogg. It had you know, everybody, all the Rough Riders on it, and then they had people guest starring people on it too. It's a dope album. You know what I'm saying? Like a mixtape. And I was playing that, and you know, people like, yo, who's that guy? I said, oh, that's Juvenile right there. I was in school, and he was like, they didn't know who Juvenile was at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like Juvenile had a hot song out in the South, but it wasn't spread out everywhere at the time. Like we didn't have social media like how we had it then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was still coming. Same thing with Drake. That you the band. I swear, me and my wife, we heard that song about a year before anybody in Columbia started talking about this dude. Or knew who this dude was. We've been talking about this song, and we were Googling it up and using YouTube to find it for people. and put it on. And like, who
And speaking of that, like DMX was a universal artist, you know, too. Yeah. Speaking of that, like where, you know, no matter what color you was, you like his music, his energy. He had an energy like no other, you know what I'm saying? And people just the world rock with him. You know what I'm saying?
His music was genuine too. Like his music, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? It was, and you can feel his pain. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You can, you know what I'm saying? You actually experience his music. You know what I'm saying? That was the thing with DMX, man. Especially even if you ain't know his story, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can tell, like, you know what I'm saying? He meant everything he said, and what he was talking about was real. You know what I'm saying?
And piggybacking on that, as rough as he was, and knowing he was a robber, you know what I'm saying? So he, you know, he was getting the money that way, but he didn't make music about the money at all. You know what I'm saying? He never talked about I got this and I got that. None of that shit. It was like a true artist. You know, a true artist. Like he really about his artist, about that craft. And that, like you said, George, you feel that shit, you know what I'm saying? On his music. Because you know, he was authentic.
They say he used to take his money. They say he used to take his money and just give it up.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, they say he used to take his money and give it out when everybody else was going and buying cars. He was going and just giving his money out to like homeless people. He'd sit and chill with a homeless person, just chill with him, give him some money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, you know what I'm saying? He never really had the big cars and all that. You know what I'm saying?
And one thing that did make it to the press was back in the day, like the church was being foreclosed on.
Yes.
He bought the church.
Yep.
And gave it back to him. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like $200,000, and that's a lot of bread. You know, I know some people on this other end of this thing, they go, it's just 200,000. A lot of millionaires ain't giving you $100, or they ain't giving you shit. So for that man to spend 200,000, the
playground still ain't got no goddamn gold. It ain't got no swings on the swing set.
Yeah. So that's commendable right there. That's respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's respect, you know, and no matter what, like, we knew that DMX have had substance abuse issues, but we still champion him to win like a family member, you know, like you would a family member with such substance abuse issues. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, man, I want you to do good, man. I know you got your issues, but I want you to do good. And it's the same thing with him.
But then you got to also consider the situation. You know what I'm saying? When he was young, what happened to him? You know what I'm saying? When his uncle laced gave him a cigarette, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody he looked up to. Laced it, and he said it was
he said it was weed. He gave him a cigarette dipped in.
He had it laced up. You know what I'm saying? When he was 14 years old, so it's like that's tough, man. And then see his background before he was 14, where he was pretty much raised in a lot of different group homes. He had issues with his mom, which he talks about on records too, but you know, he's raised in a lot of group homes. So then you finally get to a point where you have somebody you trust, and you feel like they got your best interest in mind, and then they start you on a path of addiction that will end up becoming your demise, you know, one day. So it's tough.
Shit before I pulled 9.
It's
and you know what I'm saying? And I mean, because you can see the different sides of DMX, and be honest with you, like when you listen to his music, like, cause he telling us all the time that he dealing with himself, he dealing with all these, you know, you got Damien, you know what I'm saying, you got, you know what I'm saying, you got Earl, you got, you know what I'm saying, you got DMX, you know what I'm saying, and but I really think, man, be honest with you, I think as crazy as maybe one may have been they all were to, I guess, the extremes, but I think they all balance each other out. Like I think DMX needed, like, I don't know if you know what I'm saying, like he needed that rough part of him to protect, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, the person he was, you know what I'm saying, he was kind, he had a big heart.
Eugene Wilson in his life.
Huh?
That's what he needed. I think he needed the Eugene Wilson in his life. Somebody tell him right. Hey, you know what? Don't do that. You need that guy in his life. You know what I'm saying?
It's tough, man. It was tough. And you know, definitely. So what's your top 5 DMX songs, man?
Oh man, that's difficult, man.
I already wrote mine out, but I'm gonna
say, man. I'm gonna say, I mean, my number one is Rough Riders Anthem. That's my number one. Rough. I mean, but I ain't gonna say I have no number. I ain't gonna have them in like no order. But I say Rough Riders Anthem is my number one pick. I'm gonna say Slippin'. I no order, no particular order. I'm gonna say Rough Riders Anthem. That's my favorite. of course. Slipping. Who We Be, definitely. Who We Be, definitely one of mine. What's My Name? That's probably my second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How's It Going Down, of course. I mean, I could go on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We
And I'm
just
gonna say,
doing 5 though.
Yeah.
but hold on. But I'm gonna say this though. The one that stands out the most to me though is What These Bitches Want though. And the reason I say that is because I just remember it just bring back memory because I remember everything I was doing every time, you know, around the time that song came out and I was listening to it. You know what I'm saying? It just bring back memories.
Talking about Cisco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. What you got, Tony Wilson? What's your top 5, man?
Shit, man, I would match up with George, man. Just throw a little something different though, man. I keep the M thing in there for one. You know what I'm saying? That How's It Going Down, that's a classic. You know what I'm saying? And most of my favorite songs come off the first album though. I love it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What are they? I like This Is For My Dogs.
How's It Going Down?
Yeah, that's my joint.
Yeah. I like that. Get at me, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Enough now. Stop being greedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, and I love that. Shit. One of my favorite songs. I love his prayers too. He do. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like one of his prayers.
Yeah.
Well, I love Damien. You know what I'm saying?
Damien, yes.
Talking to the devil and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga. Like I said, man, I cruise to the. I feel like they get to the car and drive him somewhere for an hour just to get the whole album through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straight up.
I'm gonna come in with this because a lot of them y'all already said, but something that y'all didn't say that's on my list. One of them is a collab that'll be Top Shotter. That's on the Belly soundtrack with Mr. Vegas and Sean Paul. That Here Comes the Boom. I love that joint.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then Stop Being Greedy. I love that joint because he just flipped it back and forth on some schizophrenic flow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and then I got Slipping, probably my number 1. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And you know,
one of mine too. I think so many, man. 5 ain't enough.
Yeah.
Yep. And then How's It Going Down and Damien. How's It Going Down and Damien?
Yeah, I got a list. Funny thing is, all of them on my list. I got a list. I ain't even write 5. I wrote like 10.
Yeah. I
got all of them.
He got joints, man.
Stop Being Greedy. I can feel it too. That was my joint too.
Yep. That whole first album though, like you said, you can ride with that one, man. Let it roll, man. And it's just, hey.
You missed that nigga though, man. He always been.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then speaking of Damien, we got Lil Nas X, you know.
Oh man.
Dropping a provocative video where he's, you know, lap dancing the devil. You know what I'm saying? And seemed like he probably trolling, you know what I'm saying? But he did drop it. I think it's at the time of recording right now, it's doing well on the charts, you know, on that joint. But what y'all think about that though, man?
I think me personally, man, it's gotta be about money involved. He gave from understanding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So him lap dancing on a man ain't a hard thing for him to do to get.
Right.
But the thing about it is, you know what I'm saying, it's gotta be money involved. I think he had one hit, he probably one hit wonder type of guy, you know. And you know what I'm saying? You still got something going on, like you better do something at the last minute. He's like, and turn around, pull his pants down the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Before they forget about who he is. Just keep his name out, keep things going, make the money. That's what I think is going on with him in his head. He did some shit that he knows that's gonna get people to talk about.
He definitely made some noise. I'm
gonna say, man, on one part of me say, okay, yeah, he trolling. But another part of me, first of all, I don't think he's smart enough. I don't think he has, I don't know him, I mean like that, but I'm just saying the creativity, I only seen snippets of it, but I don't think he directed, I don't think he came up with, you know what I'm saying? Like there was a team, there's people behind, I think, behind this, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and to be fair, it's teams behind everybody. Like we see an artist, we think that's the artist doing that, but it is always just like to go back to DMX, right? One of your top songs, Rough Riders Anthem, right? He did not want to do that song.
Definitely.
The only reason he did it because he lost a card game to one of the executives of Rough Riders, and he recorded the song and ended up being one of his biggest songs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But what I mean by that is this, like it's not like he like okay, he made this song and he got with his homeboy. Like just from what I've seen in the video, it's saying something like it is. I don't know if you said I'm saying like.
Yeah. I'm just saying that.
I guess what I'm saying is a part of me saying he's trolling, but the second part of me saying is I don't think he came up with the idea of that video. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he probably didn't.
That's what I'm saying. So part of me is like he's trolling, but the second part of me is like no, because it's not like he got his homeboy or what I'm saying, and they just shot this video in the backyard. It looks like it was a lot of creativity.
The more you get into the industry, especially the old industry, and still the new one, the more you realize a lot of people move like employees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They do what people sign off on them to do, what they have permission to do, and that's what they do. And if they ain't as much of a boss as you would seem as a glorified employee.
And that's the point I'm getting at. So like I said, part of me is like he's trolling, but that aspect what we're talking about right now makes me think there's, what I'm saying? And what I really think what's going on right now, I mean, it's definitely to bring attention, but it's also because they keep doing stuff to desensitize us, and I think they priming us for something. And I think this is going to start, you know what I'm saying, a trend, or this is going to, you know what I'm saying, be the beginning of, you know what I'm saying, I think we're going to start seeing more crazy stuff like that, not just from him, but from, you know what I'm saying, because be honest with you, white people have been doing stuff like this, you know what I'm saying, but as far as black artists, I think we're going to start seeing it a little more, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Especially when they see the money they're getting from it right now, the attention they're getting from it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he definitely, you know what I'm saying? He definitely a jinn. You want me to talk like a Muslim? That nigga's a jinn. That nigga is a devil. That nigga is working with
he a bad jinn or a good jinn?
That nigga's a bad jinn. That nigga is a jinn. That nigga done had a meeting with Shaitan. You know what I'm saying? This nigga twerking on the devil. This nigga fucking the devil. You know what I'm saying? Damn. You know what I'm saying? God damn.
Hey, you see, he grew the wings at the end. You feel me? I don't know if y'all caught that part because I watched the video and I watched it one time.
Yeah,
that's all I need to watch
the video, man. I saw little clips and pieces of it. That's it.
He grew. Hey, after he gave a lap dance to the devil, he killed him, and then he took his crown and put it on his head, and he grew some wings, like a fallen angel, So. Then he getting that paper off of it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, son. Yeah, I was dying laughing when I saw it. I'm like, look at this clown, man. Look at this fool. You know what I'm saying? Like
he can do what he do, but it's his thoughts about that. Like I said, he came with the biggest record probably in the past 10 years. One of the biggest records ever. You feel me? And then followed it up with this. It's like, I got y'all attention.
Right.
Now let me direct your attention over here. Look at this. This is where I want to lead you to. At the end of the day, is this type of stuff. You feel me?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's just how I felt about it. Cause I'm
and
like,
then them shoes though. Then
that's what set it off though. That's what set it off. Like, whoa, you really pushing.
What shoes he had?
666 Nike.
This man has some
with real blood in them. With
real blood. He had some customized Nikes that was called Satan shoes, and they was made with real blood, in the dye.
But he was selling them. Like there's people like that bought them. Like you can go on YouTube. People,
Nike sued them because they was unauthorized. You know what I mean? But
he's selling them.
Yeah, him and this other company. He partnered up with a company, and they selling this shoe.
How you invest? It ain't human blood.
That's what they say. They say.
Man, I see you do now, man. They were taking sneakers and shit now, taking DNA samples. Yep, that's Nicole Simpson. Yep, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Man, I can't. How much did the shoe cost?
I don't know. Was it a few $100 or something? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm sure it was expensive. Probably going on a resale market.
Now he asking fans. I hear he asking fans for help. Because I think they settled or something, right? Didn't him and Nike settle?
Did they?
Yeah, I think they settled.
Wow.
With Nike settled?
Yeah, they settled. They. So that I don't know what the agreement is. I don't know. I just read the headline. I ain't looking to it. I
go deep. Nike said you ain't gonna be making no money without us making it.
Yeah.
What does the shoe look like?
Man, but I don't know. It's just you have to look it up.
It's red and black. I'd say that. It's red. It looks like a Nike shoe.
All red, is it?
Red and
it's
black.
all red.
Yeah.
Red and black. Red and black.
Yeah,
but wasn't there some other chick that made like some Jesus Nike or something like that?
There's a Jesus one that's white, and then there's a devil one that's black and red. You know, and the Jesus one is white.
But the question is, did Nike authorize the Jesus one?
I don't know. That's a good question too.
And so my thing is, I mean, I think, be honest with you, I was telling my cousin when I said, I think Nike in on this, man. Man, come on, like I ain't.
Man, I believe if you got a name for yourself and you popular and people design their own sneakers, they air spray their shoes, all type of shit. I believe that like if a motherfucker take like me, I like New Jersey, New York, and South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? If I can get some type of shirt design, you know what I'm saying? If I can get some type of shirt design, or either a coat. In the back of it, I can put New York, and then on this half I have New Jersey, and this half I have South Carolina. If I was a popular person, and I start making designing jackets, like yo, just tell them what you represent or what it is you represent, you can get up to 6 names on these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So people, man, come on, everybody be representing doing that.
Yeah, but you know what I think though is this. The reason I asked about the Jesus thing is, I think Nike had to step in because of the backlash. Because I guarantee you, if it was accepted and Nike would have, let's say that he designed or whatever, they would have threw them a check. It was like, all right, let's
partnered up with them and then produced a run themselves.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, everybody is backlash over it. No, we have nothing to do with this. We suing this nigga. You know what I'm saying? We want everybody to know we have nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
But you know what trips me out, man, just thinking about like how many mascots out there are the Devils and the Blue Devils and the Devils, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then it's like, why y'all got an issue with this shoe if y'all ain't got an issue with these mascots of these teams? Majority of college, you know, which I'm sure Nike produces their stuff too, even though Nike's gonna say it's because it's unauthorized. But it's like, why y'all not in the uproar about all these existing stuff? You know what I'm saying? This devil and this and that. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
At the end of the day.
That's a good point. That's what I say. It's the backlash. I guarantee you, if it was accepted, they would have partnered. They would have bought that design, bought the idea.
And at the end of the day, it's the USA, man. Whatever you believe in, that's your business. You feel me? Right. And I'm gonna stand on that. And to the point where even if you believe something I don't believe, I believe you had a right to believe it. Right. You know, in the US, that's what it's supposed to be about. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to make a devil shoe, that's your business. You gotta see. You gotta see when it's over.
But I will say this though. I agree to that. But I will say this. You know, I was talking to somebody from another country, and because I talk junk, like you get a lot of foreigners, and I talk junk. Like with us, I'm gonna talk shit about America. But like with a lot of them, I defend America. But one of them made a good point to me, and he said everything that goes on here, like in America, goes on in other countries. And he's from Saudi Arabia, and he said, but the difference is, he knows that he can raise his child in Saudi Arabia and they'll never be exposed to homosexuality. You're not going to see 2 men walking together down the street. You're not going to see 2 women walking together, holding hands or kissing in public. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see, you know what I'm saying? There's certain, he says, I can raise my kid in Saudi Arabia, even though everything that exists in America exists there, but I know that my child will not be exposed to it. So that's the difference. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like the you know what I'm saying? It's on TV. It's kids can go right on YouTube and look at it. You know what I'm saying? Kids can turn the TV right on and look at it. And that's my issue. You know what I'm saying? That's my issue.
But, you know, from what I understand, though, Saudi Arabia, you know, their government is a lot more controlling, though. Obviously, like what you just said, is the fact that you can't see that. You know what I'm saying? And from what I understand, you know, it's more of a dictatorship over there. There's one family that control, or however many families, you correct me if I'm wrong, that run Saudi Arabia, you know, at the end of the day. Now, this America. And I understand that it's some stuff we don't really like personally, but you should have a right to do it. That's what you want to do. As long as it's not violating law, even though we got some stupid ass laws too about certain things, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like about produce that you can't have. Like, okay. But anyways, we got crazy laws, but at the end of the day, you know, that's what come with this so-called freedom is
Right.
people gonna do shit you don't like,
Right.
you know, and they should have the freedom to do whatever you don't like because that's America. Even if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that's your freedom to do that, you know. Um, but that
Yeah.
is definitely crazy, man. Definitely crazy. Now, something else I want to talk about too. I don't know if y'all familiar with NFTs. Y'all familiar with NFTs?
Nah, I'm not.
All right, so basically the coming of this new world, and I ain't gonna finish the rest of it, but NFTs is basically like if you own something digital, like you make a picture of something, you know, now you can sell that digital copy to somebody. It's like a digital baseball card or a digital piece of artwork or a picture you made. And so you can say, hey, this digital copy of this picture is worth $1 million. And this guy owns it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not a real tangible copy. It's just digital. You know what I'm saying? And everybody knows you own it. That's the token part. They say, hey man, Prov owns this card, man. Or Prov owns this piece of art. What y'all think about that, man? Just I know I just threw it at you. But what y'all think about that?
Uh, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if this makes sense what I'm about to say. I
Okay.
think there was a study, and I didn't. It was just something I read real quick. There was a study of like, I'm just use that as an example. Let's say I don't remember the exact examples they gave, but let's say they was like they had did it. Let's say you can have Jay-Z, like let's say Jay-Z performed, right? Jay-Z performed, his T-shirt was sweaty or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making up something. So they auctioned off Jay-Z's T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? People, let's say it auctions off for 300,000. It's a stupid number, whatever. This is the shirt Jay-Z had on when he, you know, it's still sweaty, it's still in the same condition, 300,000. And then they ask people, well, what if we told you that we washed the shirt before we put it on, and the numbers decrease a whole lot, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
So people just or I don't know I know what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to put it. It's like I think people are just the idea of somebody, this person owns this or this person owns that. So you know what I'm saying? So it's worth this much money because this person, you know what I'm saying? It's stupid. It's a stupid concept, man. It's a stupid concept. You know what?
I'm gonna be real with you, right?
Stupid concept.
I kind of agree with you. Not saying I won't use it to make money in the future. I ain't saying that, but I kind of agree with you. You know, just because it's basically essentially the same idea as a baseball card. You know what I'm saying? Except that it's digital.
Right.
So that literally means it's really just somebody saying that you own it is what makes it valuable. You know, like that makes sense.
I got you. See, I thought you were saying like somebody else owns it, and because that person owns it, then you buy it because they own it. I thought that's what you were saying.
No. It's digital.
Let me ask you a question.
So let's say that picture behind you, George, right? I'm gonna throw this out. Hold on, right? Hold your thought real quick.
Go ahead,
but say that picture behind you was in a digital form, and I created it. I made it in Photoshop. Boom. This is a one of one. And now I put a digital like serial number to it. You know, that's where the NFT part come in because it's gonna work on blockchain technology, basically. So everybody in the world on the blockchain will know, hey, Prov owns that picture that's behind him. He owned the original one. You know what I'm saying? Of one. But it's really just a digital, which is kind of funny because really that's money too. When you really think about it.
Right. Hold on, wait. Clarify this though. When you're saying that Prov owns the original, you're saying Prov owns this one, but
No. Prov owns the original digital copy.
Okay. Right. So you know what I think? Like I say, I think people are going to determine the value based off of who owns it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it can literally be a picture with a scribble across it, and we can say, whoever, Tom Brady owns this.
But it's not going to be And I think Tom Brady and them gonna do something NFT too. By the way, just to throw that out there. But exactly, it's a digital copy, and it's just basically everybody knowing, hey, this person owns this digital copy. It's not a real copy. It's not the real picture that you can hold in your hand. Everything's online, and it's just the blockchain, which is like the ledger that says, okay, you own this and you own that, is gonna say, hey, Prav owns that picture, the original digital copy of that picture online. He has the rights to it. You know what I'm saying? So we're really going into a digital world.
Right.
Yes. But it's kind of like, do you really own it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people saying that you're not even going to have the rights to the print necessarily, which that, to me, that knocks it off. Like, now if I own it and I got the right to the print of it, that makes sense, you know? But it looks like they're going to try to use this to make money in a way that, like, every time that picture's used, you know how we live in a meme society right now where everybody using memes and stuff like that.
Right.
So they're going to try to use that as a way to track that stuff. So every time you post a meme or a picture, okay, this person needs to get paid for that online.
That makes sense to me. That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's kind of like how that's how the technology is going to be applied. But there is a lot of digital stuff that people have that they doing now. Majority artwork though, but it's gonna be the future, man. Why is it gonna be future? Because somebody said it is.
Yeah.
What you about to say, Tyson?
I was just referring to when y'all was saying it's stupid to me. Like it's just dumb. I agree with that too. But if you was at somebody was selling the old man was like, yeah, I'm getting rid of all my kids' stuff that they used to have on his art sale. He's not a sports fan. You feel North Carolina Jordan and sign. And he's like, I'll give it to you. Just give me $5 for it. And he even had it in the frame. I mean, it meant something to him, but I guess he didn't want it. I told him to get rid of everything.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'll take it. You'll buy it, right? 5 hours in the frame.
Yeah.
You got a signature on it in North Carolina jersey. And he actually had it on.
Yeah.
Find out that it is his and it's worth thousands and thousands.
Right.
Come on,
but it does happen. But the big difference between that is a tangible item. You know what I'm saying? So real, like I can touch it. You feel me? Even though using that same logic, that's money too, right? Money is numbers in a computer. You feel me? Because don't nobody walk around with like $1 million on them. You feel me? They got it in a computer somewhere. System saying, "Hey, you got $1 million," and it's like, really, or is it just in a computer somewhere? Like, where's the $1 million really at? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, type stuff. But I ain't mad. I get in on it. You know, same thing with baseball cards and stuff like that. They making a comeback. People making hundreds of thousands of dollars off baseball cards. But when you look at what a baseball card is, it's a piece of cardboard. It's a piece of paper that somebody printed. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, same thing. Money too. Money is a piece of paper somebody printed. At the end of the day, but it's an interesting concept though.
I'm at the look into it.
Y'all gonna hear more about them. It's called a non-fungible token or NFT.
But sure. It's two ways. Like, I think the first part is stupid, but the second part, when you were saying as far as whoever owns it, every time it gets used on the internet, they should get paid for it. That I agree with.
Right.
That part I agree with.
Copyright.
That part I agree with. But the part that I think is stupid is, and what I think is going to happen is the value of it is going to be based on who actually owns it.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, which means you can own it, and it may be $10. But if Jay-Z owns the same exact thing, it's gonna be worth $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that Jay-Z owns it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of times this is what people are willing to pay for stuff anyways, you know. Yeah. You know, people sometimes there's toy cars that's worth a lot of money, you know, the little hot box cars or whatever, or misprinted coins.
Tupac car.
Say that one more time.
Tupac car sold for like $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh, the one he got killed in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. That's definitely a part of history though, for sure.
How you pay for $1 million? I got $1 million for a BMW when if you want that same BMW that same year, brand new right now, and have it made, they probably paid the average basic price. It wouldn't even come nowhere close to that.
But you gotta think some people got money that ain't nothing.
That's true. That's for the big dogs to play with. That's when you got that play money, and you didn't become a internet billionaire, and something meant a lot to you when you was a kid. You know, just like we talking about DMX. Like, what if you could, you know, get something special from DMX back in the day, and you the biggest DMX fan? You know what I'm saying? You might go and spend that bread. Like, yo, I got DMX.
I be hearing rumors how people be coming up on a lot of cash, like. The average person might come up on millions of dollars overnight. I hear rumors like that all the time, but it don't last long with them. You know what I'm saying? They're not famous or celebrities. They're just normal people who just get rich for a time and then just disappears. You know what I'm saying? Because they get hit with taxes every year, like taxes. They owe money. Like, what? I owe money. I mean, I'm paying my bills. That's all they think. They're not knowing, like, hey, you bought that for $200,000, put the taxes on it, and at the end of the year, you got to file your taxes and, you know what I'm saying, all that, and then pay your divvies stuff. Still, that money still, they don't just sit there. It's always going to be, you know what I'm saying? You spend it like you got it. Like you got $5 million. You think you're going to spend $5 million. Yeah, right. So you spend just about maybe close to it. The other half going to taxes every time you buy something.
So also, we've been having the Dereck Chauvin, I don't know how you pronounce his name, but you know, AKA the officer that killed George Floyd. His trial been going on.
Yes.
You know, what y'all think about that?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna come down to. It's gonna come down to who. I mean, that's what everything is. Everything gonna come down to who can convince the jury. And I will say this: it surprised me. I mean, some of the defense they reaching, but they putting up a fight. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes I'll be like, well, dang. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think all they have to do, man, because my cousin was like, man, they better not get off. He better not get off. I said, all they gotta do is create doubt. That's all the defense gotta do. All the defense gotta do is create doubt.
Yeah.
That's all they gotta do. And if the jury doubts it, they're not gonna say
he gets off.
Huh?
What if he gets off? What do you think that would come to?
But see, my cousin had this conversation. My cousin like conspiracy. I said, bro, it's a jury. Like if he gets off, it's the lawyers that the attorneys didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't do a good enough job convincing the jury. It's not a judge saying, you know what I'm saying, this is the jury. You know what I'm saying? This
really hard in a motherfucker for a cop to go to prison. It ain't, I mean, it's hard. Like that's like part of the law. They don't arrest cops.
But this is a jury though.
They normally just fire them. But when it's stuff like this involved, you know, there's supposed to be jail time involved. Like you committed a crime. You know what I'm saying? A murder at that.
But you gotta realize it's a jury though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be honest with you, I'm gonna say this. If they get off, I'm not gonna be one of them like, oh, it's a conspiracy. I don't think so. Like, this is really a jury, and you have two, you know what I'm saying, a teams of attorneys that are trying to convince the jury, you know what I'm saying, of something. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's so clear. I mean, if the jury chooses it, they stupid because it's so clear. Like, I mean, it is so clear. But I mean, if all the defense got to do is create doubt, that's all they got to do. If they create enough doubt, then the jury's going, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, you know.
My thing is, like, if you doubt that this man killing, or I'm calling it killing, fuck it. If you doubt that this man's killing, right, was justified, you feel me, and you saw the whole tape, you know, I feel like you're creating a cognitive dissonance between you and what's really going on. Like, you really are trying to make yourself be ignorant to what you just saw. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a blind man could see that what he was doing for how long he was doing it was not right at the end of the day, especially when they show the back footage where you see the other cops laying on them. You know what I'm saying? You know how the main footage that came out, you just pretty much see them. You only see the officer in question kneeling on his neck area, and you don't see the other cops. But when you see the other footage, you see like, wow. So y'all had two other cops laying on this man's body, and you still chose to lay on his near his neck or on his neck, you know, however you want to look at it. You feel me? Like, how is that right at the end of the day? How is that right? But definitely
yeah, because, you know, the defense trying to use that he had drugs in his system.
Yeah, of course.
Which he did. He did have fentanyl, and he had And they found pills in the car, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. But the whole thing is his levels wasn't enough. His levels weren't up, you know what I'm saying, enough to where he overdosed. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like his because they were showing that I was, I've been keeping up with it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like his levels was enough. He definitely was high on it.
Right.
But his levels weren't high enough to where he overdosed, where it would have caused, you know what I'm saying? Because the defense is trying to say, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, they putting up a fight, you know what I'm saying? And like, they were trying to say is I didn't realize the cop knee was on his back though. One was on his neck, but it's unclear if it was on his neck. It really is. But when you hear him say, man, get your knee off my neck, then you like, man, come on, the nigga knee was on his neck. You know what I'm saying? The nigga sitting there saying, get your knee off my neck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the people are even saying, yo, get your knee off his neck. You know what I'm saying? The footage is hard to tell. It really is hard to tell if his knee was really on his neck or not. But when you look at the surrounding evidence, this man saying, get your knee off my neck, and everybody else is saying, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's too clear. Like, it's too much.
It's too much like wrong for it to be right.
Yeah.
If you want to split hairs that much, okay, then let me see y'all start splitting hairs when a police officer get killed. You ain't gonna start splitting hairs then.
Right.
You're gonna say, bro, you should have just complied. You know what I mean? Right. So don't split hairs when you take the life of not gonna say he innocent. Ain't nobody in this world truly innocent, but you know what I'm saying? When you take a life unjustified, you feel me? Because they had him subdued. I understand if he was fighting. He wasn't fighting.
He wasn't
fighting. He was subdued.
Yeah.
It's time to go ahead, put him in the car, man. Do what you going. What do you think is gonna happen if you keep your knee in that area? I'm gonna say in that area, because let's say he was on the shoulder and he all this leaning, you still can't breathe. Right. How you normally would. Yeah. Laying down with all that pressure on you, with all them different officers. You know what I mean? Like, what did he think was gonna happen?
And then when he stopped being responsive, your knee is still on his neck. Well, I don't know what 4 minutes, however long it was. I can't remember.
It's time at that point. It's time to start administering aid.
It was a lady firefighter. It was a lady firefighter said, check his pulse. Y'all need to check his pulse.
Right. Exactly. I think the thing they say about her is, she wasn't in uniform. Of course, they're gonna come with whatever.
Right.
They gotta come with on that. Right. But if this ain't a clear-cut case of somebody being murdered at the hands of the police, I don't know what is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And I've actually talked to some police officers who they said it was foul. Right. You know what I mean? And he said anybody who in the office said it wasn't foul, he already know what you on. You know what I'm saying? He was a black police officer. You feel me? So, he's like, yo, you already know what you on. It was like that. So, but it's just common decency with it, and then we'll see how it play out on all that, man. But another thing that happened since last time we talked was we had another mass shooting in Colorado.
Right. Not laughing at that. I just got one question.
Sure.
Why, when the Democrats are in office, we just always hear about all these mass shootings, and we all know that they want to take guns out of people's hands?
Now I'm not gonna lie, Jorge. That big time popped up in my mind. Like, why we got 2 mass shootings all of a sudden with Democrats in office? We
got more than 2 now. Right.
Where was the other ones at? I think you're right about that. But what's the other?
Hold on. There was 2 in that 1 week, right? I think there was like 2 in like a week or 2. Then we just had
there was
other one. It was just one just happened too, right? Or not?
Yeah, it was one in Atlanta. Then the next week after that, was the one in Colorado, and then maybe some more, because how we get down in America, we have so many mass shootings, can't keep up with them.
No, those are the 2 I'm talking about. And then just recently, there was the guy on the highway or something like that, and all the caption says is they're talking about taking rifles or something out of I don't know. It just seems to be when the Democrats are in office. We didn't have that. I mean, maybe we did when Trump was in office. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
We did have them when Trump was in office, and they stopped last year during the so-called lockdown. And I say so-called because it seemed like a lot of the states are still locked down. That was locked down, and all the ones that wasn't locked down is still unlocked down. So I don't really get that. Like Colorado being one of them that does have some of the more strict lockdown regulations in play. So, but I definitely did question that too as well, George, just to be real with you. Like, okay, so all of a sudden we got mass shootings again. And at the end of the day, let's address the real issue. Because the real issue is not the gun.
Right.
The real issue is mental health.
Right.
Okay, because a person can kill people with a car, they can
Right.
kill people with a knife, they
Right.
can kill people with fire.
Right.
The instrument of how you do it is what it is, but it's about your mindset. What's going on with these people who,
Right.
you know, their mental is out of whack, and we really
Right.
don't have a lot of mental programs anymore.
Right.
You know, as we used to. They just let people out. I believe in the 80s it was something like that. The 80s they kind of shut down a lot of institutions,
Right.
and everybody walking around, man. Everybody walking around. And you know what the solution is?
Drugs.
More drugs.
Yeah, drugs. Yep.
So that they can put their knee on your neck and say it was the drugs that
Right.
they gave you in the first place. Not
Right.
saying that's what happened to George Floyd. I don't know, to be honest. But at the end of the day, man, we just living in a cycle. Let's address the real problems. On the real, people talking about the band-aids. Let's address the cut.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All that, man. But that's all I got, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add in?
Nah, I'm good, man. I want to get the Saturday started, man.
Man, it's ending for you. Talking about started.
Shit, man. I mean, I'm in the casino world, man. Casino open all night. You know what I'm saying? Sling, have a couple drinks, chill, relax. I'm about to do a movie real quick with the kids.
I'm gonna talk to the people on that. First of all, George, thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, man.
Come back, man, next week, whenever. Come on back, man. Tyson, thank you for joining, man. As always, man. Appreciate it. And we appreciate y'all for watching. For real. I'm proud. I'm out. Melanated podcast, baby. We'll see y'all next time. Chill.
Yeah.